Hello dear students, welcome to the ninth session on the chapter Final Accounts of Companies. Here in this session, I am going to take up the next question. So let me read this question now. The following trial balance appeared in the books of Maruti Limited as on 31st March 2015. In the trial balance on the debit side, we have items like calls in arrears, stock, purchases, salaries, other expenses, investments, plant, datas, goods sent on consignment, cash at bank, income tax paid. On the credit side, we have items like capital, sales, general reserve, creditors, provision for taxation, dividend on investment, profit and loss account. Additional informations are: first one, closing stock was valued at rupees 1 lakh. Second one, provide reserve for bad and doubtful debts at 10% on datas. Third one, proposed dividend was at 10%. Fourth one, depreciation on plant is 10%. Transfer rupees 30,000 to the general reserve. Sixth one, all the goods on consignment have been sold for rupees 20,000. His expenses were rupees 150 and commission required there was 5%. Then seventh one, provision for taxation required for the year 2014-15 was rupees 80,000. Prepare final accounts of the company in the vertical form. So here in this question also, the requirement is to prepare the final accounts. That is, we have to prepare both profit and loss account as well as the balance sheet. Again, this question was appeared for 24 marks. So in this kind of question, we are going to show the solution under 4 steps. In the first step, we are going to prepare the various notes relating to profit and loss account, and in the second step, we are going to prepare the profit and loss account. In the third step, we are going to show the various notes relating to balance sheet, and in the fourth step, we are going to prepare the balance sheet. So now let us analyze the question and find out which item has to be written in which note number. Coming to the first item on the debit side of the trial balance, we are given calls in arrears. What is the meaning of calls in arrears? Calls in arrears means here the company has made the call, but some shareholders have not paid the call money, so that is considered as calls in arrears. Call money yet to be received. Okay, now what is the adjustment required for this amount of 5,000 calls in arrears? If you see the credit side, there is capital amounting to rupees 3 lakh. Okay, usually the capital which is given in the trial balance can be taken as the paid up capital, but here the calls in arrears adjustment is there, so capital which is given in the credit side, we have to consider that as a called up capital. So in order to calculate the paid up capital from the called up capital, that is 3 lakh rupees, we are going to deduct this calls in arrears amounting to 5,000. The remaining balance of 2,95,000 will be paid up capital. So that is why we are going to show this calls in arrears in note number 1. Then second one, stock we have, it is the opening stock which is given in the trial balance. We are going to consider that in note number 26. The next one is purchases. We are going to show that in note number 25. Salaries we are going to show in employee benefit expenses, note number 27. Other expenses in note number 30. Investments is a non-current investment, long-term investment. We are going to show that in note number 12. Plant we are going to show in note number 11, that is fixed assets. Datas is a trade receivables, we are going to show in note number 18. The next one, goods sent on consignment, it requires a separate adjustment. We will discuss about that little later. The next one, cash at bank, we are going to show that in note number 19, that is cash and cash equivalents. Then income tax paid, again it is adjustment relating to taxation. Let us discuss about that later on. Coming to the credit balances in the trial balance, first item is capital. As I said, we are going to show that in note number 1, that is share capital. Next one, sales, we are going to show in note number 22, that is revenue from operations. Then general reserve we are going to show in note number 2. Creditors we are going to show in note number 8, that is trade payable. Provision for taxation given in the trial balance. As I said in the previous session also, if the provision for taxation is given in the trial balance, it is the provision for taxation created during the last year. Okay, we will discuss about that little later. Dividend on investment, so here the dividend they have received on the investment, so it is a other income, we have to show in note number 23. Then profit and loss account, it is given on the credit side, so this credit balance of 60,500 is representing profit, which we are going to consider in note number 2. Then in the additional information, the first one is closing stock. It was valued at rupees 1 lakh. We are going to show that in two places. First one, that is in note number 26, changes in the inventories. Then one more time in note number 17, that is inventories. Okay. The next one, provide reserve for bad and doubtful debts at 10% on datas. Unlike the previous question, the old reserve is not there. Okay, only new reserve has to be created, and this will be shown in note number 30. How do we calculate? We have to provide 10% on datas. The datas balance they have given in this question is 1,42,000. On that we have to calculate 10%, which comes to 14,200. Then proposed dividend is at 10%. In the second adjustment, once it has to be shown in note number 30, and one more time it has to be deducted from data's amount in note number 18, that is trade receivables. Okay, then coming to the third adjustment, that is proposed dividend, we have to it is a appropriation of profit. Once we have to show that in note number 2, that is reserves and surplus. One more time we have to show that as a current liability. Okay, in note number 9, not 10, sorry, it is note number 9, other current liabilities. But how do we calculate this proposed dividend? We have to calculate on the share capital. Okay, then the fourth one is depreciation on plant at 10%. So we have to calculate what is 10% of the plant value. Plant here is 80,000. On that 10% has to be calculated. So here, where are we going to show this depreciation on plant? Once in note number 29, that is depreciation and amortization expenses. One more time in note number 11, we are going to deduct it from the book value of the plant. Transfer rupees 30,000 to the general reserve. So here it is appropriation of profit as well as to the old reserve which is given in the trial balance. We have to add this amount. So both the times it is to be shown in note number 2, that is reserves and surplus. The next one, all the goods on consignment have been sold for rupees 20,000. His expenses were rupees 150 and commission was at 5%. Okay, now we can discuss about this consignment. In this question, there is a consignment transaction. The company is making sales not only for cash but also on the basis of consignment. Here it is given that all the goods, the goods sent on consignment, they have given in the trial balance. What is the amount of goods they have sent on consignment? It is 17,200. One more information given that all the goods which have been sent on consignment have been sold for 20,000. Okay, this is the second information. Third information is that his expenses were rupees 150 and commission has to be given at 5%. So these are the four informations available with regard to consignment. So here we need to first calculate, by making the consignment sale, what is the profit they have earned. So this is the sale amount under consignment, that is 20,000. What is the cost of goods which they have sent on consignment? 17,200. So when you take the difference, you will have 2,800 as the difference, but you cannot consider 2,800 as the actual profit, because out of this 2,800 we have to also pay his expenses of 150 and also commission of 5%. So 5% will be calculated on the sales value of rupees 20,000. Okay, in order to calculate what is the net profit they are earning on consignment basis, we have to prepare consignment account. Okay, as well as we have to also calculate what is the net amount payable to the consignee or payable by the consignee to the company. For that purpose, we are going to prepare two separate accounts, that the first one is consignment account and the second one is consignee's account. So now let us see how to prepare that. So in the first account, that is consignment account, as I said, while they send the goods on consignment, they make the entry consignment account data to goods and on consignment account. What is the cost of goods they have sent on consignment? It is 17,200. Okay, after that they have sold it for, the consignee has sold it for 20,000. So what that is the amount which consignee has to pay to the company. So what are we going to write it as? Consignee's account data to consignment account. So this is the sale value. Okay, then we have to also show the expenses of this consignment. So that is the amount which the company has to pay to the consignee. So we are going to write it as consignment account data to consignee's account. So what are the two amounts which the company has to pay to the consignee here? First one is his expense of rupees 150 and the second one is his commission 5% on 20,000, which comes to 1,000. So total expenses comes to 1,150. So when you close this consignment account, on the credit side you have 20,000, here also 20,000. When you deduct the cost of goods which are sent on consignment and also the expenses, the net profit on this consignment comes to 1,650. Okay, so this amount has to be added to the profit and loss account balance in note number 2. Okay, so this is the adjustment. It should be added to the profit and loss account balance in note number 2 when we calculate the profit and loss appropriation. Okay, so this is the first adjustment. The second adjustment is that we have to calculate whether ultimately the company has to pay to the consignee or the consignee has to pay to the company. Okay, so here we came to know that when we wrote this for the sale of goods sent on consignment, what is the entry we have written here? Consignee's account data to consignment account. So when you prepare consignee's account, you will write here to consignment account, amount is 20,000. Then again, when we made the entry for making the payment of expenses, so here we have made the entry consignment account data to consignee's account. What is the total expenses here? 1,150. Okay, so this is the amount which consignee has to pay to the company, and this is the amount of expense which the company has to pay to the consignee. Okay, now we can have the balance. So here 20,000 debit balance, here also 20,000. So when you deduct this amount which the company has to pay as expense, so remaining balance would be 18,850 which the consignee has to pay to the company. Okay, it will be considered as amount due from the consignee, and this is relating to trade, that is buying and selling of goods on consignment basis. So this will be considered as trade receivable from the consignee. So it should be taken in note number 18. So these are the two adjustment. The first adjustment, that is net profit on consignment, should be considered in note number 2 and it should be added to the profit and loss account balance. And in the second adjustment is that we have found out what is the final balance payable by the consignee to the company. So that is trade receivable. So it should be taken in note number 18. Okay, then regarding the taxation, so here in the seventh adjustment they have given that provision for taxation required for the year 2014-15 was rupees 80,000. If you check the the date of the trial balance, it is given on 31st March 2015. So when the current financial year has begun, it is on 1st April 2014. So 1st April 2014 to 31st March 2015. So this is our current financial year. So provision for taxation for 14-15 means for the current year they have to provide to the extent of 80,000. So as usual, so in order to provide for the taxation, what is the adjustment we do? First we have to show that in note number 10, that is short term provision, and once again while preparing the profit and loss account, under tax expenses we are going to deduct it. Okay, this is regarding the current year's provision for tax. But there is also taxation related adjustment in the trial balance. The first item we find on the debit side, other item we find on the credit side. In the debit side, it is given that income tax paid. So if any amount of taxation is given in the trial balance, that is relating to the previous year. Last year they had created a provision to the extent of 1 lakh rupees. Okay, thinking that they may have to pay 1 lakh as the taxation, but the actual income tax paid was only 21,000. What is the difference amount here? 79,000. So that is the excess provision which they have created, and that excess provision has to be added to the profit and loss account balance in note number 2. Okay, that is regarding the taxation adjustment of the previous year. The excess amount, that is 1 lakh minus tax paid, excess provision created during the last year, it should be added to the current year's profit in the note number 2. Okay, so these are regarding the various adjustment which we are going to show in this question. So now let us take up the first step, that is preparing the various notes relating to profit and loss account. In note number 22, that is revenue from operations, we are going to show the sale of goods, that is 3,63,100. Then note number 23, we are going to write dividend on investment amounting to 6,200. 24, cost of material consumed is nil. Then 25, purchases, we have 2,91,200. Then 26 is changes in the inventories. First we write the opening stock, then we deduct the closing stock. The balance is negative, which is 72,800. Then we have note number 27, that is employee benefit expenses amounting to 41,000. Then 28, finance cost, in this case it is nil. Then 29 is depreciation and amortization expenses. Here we are going to show depreciation charged on the plant to the extent of 10% on the book value of 80,000. The depreciation amount comes to 8,000. There are no other items. Then note number 30 is other expenses. Here we are going to show one item, that is other expenses amounting to 18,200. and one more is new RBD, which is created to the extent of 10% on 1,42,000. So only these are the two items here. So the total of note number 30 is 32,400. Now in the second step, we are going to prepare the profit and loss account. In the profit and loss account, first note, that is revenue from operation, we have 3,63,100. Note number 23 is 6,200. So total of these two notes we get 3,69,300. So this is the total revenue which we can consider as note number Roman number 1. Under the various expenses, we have note number 24, which is nil. Note number 25 is 2,91,200. Note number 26 is negative, changes in the inventory, 72,800. Note number 27 is 41,000. Note number 28 is finance cost, which is nil. Note number 29 is depreciation and amortization expenses amounting to 8,000. Other expenses, note number 30, which amounts to 32,400. So when you take the total from 24 to 30, so you get 2,99,800. So now when you take the difference between the Roman number 1, that is total revenue and total expenses, we have balance of 69,500, which is considered as profit before exceptional, extraordinary items and taxes. Let us continue further. So we are going to show the exceptional item, which is nil. Then we will have balance 69,500, which is called profit before extraordinary item and tax. Then less in the next line, extraordinary item, which is nil, we will have balance of 69,500. From this we are going to deduct the taxation expenses. For the current year, they have to provide the taxation to the extent of 80,000. So we will have negative value here, which is called loss from the continuing operation or loss for the current year, 10,500. Okay, this is the loss which we have found out by preparing the profit and loss account, which will be taken to note number 2. Then in the third step, let us show the various notes relating to balance sheet. In note number 1, that is share capital, as I said, the credit balance of 3 lakh, which is given in the trial balance, that is the called up capital. In order to calculate which is the paid up capital, we are going to deduct the calls in arrears amounting to 5,000. Remaining balance is 2,95,000. Okay, this is the total of note number 1. Then in note number 2, we have reserves and surplus. Under that, first item is general reserve. So 1 lakh is the old balance given in the trial balance. For that, we are going to add the transfer during the current year, 30,000. So total general reserve balance is 1,30,000. Then profit and loss account, we have the balance which is brought forward from the previous year given in the trial balance amounting to 60,500. For that, the excess taxation provision which is created during the previous year, 79,000, should be added. We have total of 1,39,500. For this, we are going to add the consignment profit which we have found out in the working note amounting to 1,650. Then we are going to deduct the loss which we have found in the profit and loss account amounting to 10,500. So 1,30,650 is the profit available for appropriation. From this, we are going to deduct the two appropriations. The first one is proposed dividend. So this proposed dividend was to be calculated at 10%, and it is to be calculated on the paid up capital, 2,95,000, so which comes to 29,500. And one more appropriation is transferred to the general reserve during the current year amounting to 30,000. So we have this 71,150 after making the all adjustment in the profit and loss account. So total of this note comes to 2,01,150. Note number 3 is nil. Note number 4 is also nil. Note number 5, 6, 7 is nil. Okay. Then note number 8 is trade payable. Here we are going to show the creditors amounting to 20,300. Note number 9 is other current liabilities. Here we are going to show the proposed dividend, 2,95,000 paid up capital into 10%, 29,500. Note number 10, this is the provision for taxation which is created during the current year. Then note number 11 is fixed asset. Under that, we have only one item, that is plant, 80,000 less depreciation to be deducted. The remaining balance is 72,000. Note number 12 is non-current investment amounting to 90,000. Note number 13, 14, 15 and 16 are nil. Then note number 17 is inventories, that is closing stock we are going to show, which is 1 lakh rupees. Then note number 18 is trade receivables. Here from the data we are going to deduct the new RBD created to the extent of 10%. The remaining balance is 1,27,800. One more important item we have to write here is due from the consignee, which we have calculated in the second working note by preparing the consignee's account. It is 18,850. So total of this note is 1,46,650. Then note number 19 is cash and cash equivalents. we have to show cash at bank amounting to 2,17,300. Note number 20 is short term loans and advances, which is nil. Note number 21 is also nil. Now we are going to show the balance sheet. On the top we are going to write the name of the company, then in the next line balance sheet as on 31st March 2015. We are going to first show the equities and liabilities. Under that, note number 1 is share capital 2,95,000. Note number 2 is 2,01,150. Note number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 are nil. Note number 8, we have total of 20,300. Note number 9 is 29,500. Note number 10 is short term provision. Okay, the total from note number 1 to 10, that is equities and liabilities, would come to 6,25,950. Then coming to the next heading, that is asset. Under that we have note number 11, 72,000. Note number 12, 90,000. 13, 14, 15, 16 are nil. Note number 17, inventories, we have 1 lakh. Note number 18 is 1,46,650. 19 is 2,17,300. 20 and 21 are nil. So total from 11 to 21, that is total of asset side, is 6,25,950. So this total is same as the total of equities and liabilities. So our balance sheet has tallied. Okay, so this is the solution for the present question. Let us take a few more questions in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.